Hey, thanks for tuning in. I decided to do a quick review on the Antec DF500 Dark Fleet Series case. I picked this up on Black Friday and just decided to finally get around to doing the PC build with it. And so far, it turned out really good and I'm really liking it. Now, one of the main reasons I picked this case was, it was on sale, really good deal out at Newegg. So they had a rebate, which, I hate rebates, but otherwise, the case was $50, so even if I don't get the rebate back, it's a really good deal. So anyways, I'll just open it up here and let you see what it looks like real quick. It's a little bit, the front's kind of different than the other cases. It does have a clear cover, and one of the reasons this case seems to be a little bit cheaper than some of the other ones out there is instead of the tempered glass side panel, it's using an acrylic. Now, there is an upgraded model of this case where you can get RGB fans and a tempered glass side panel, but save a little cash. I was fine with going with this acrylic side panel, assuming it's going to look good, at least good enough for me. And anyways, let me pop it out and show you what it looks like. As you can see, one of the things is it's packaged well. You saw a little bit of a little tiny tear on the side where I was holding it on the cardboard, but it's got your typical styrofoam inserts kind of to hold the case steady while it's in transit, and a plastic covering. So that's good. Luckily, the delivery guy didn't bang it up or anything. I mean, it came looking great, no bang sides or anything. So I was happy with that. So anyways, go ahead and pull off the plastic and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so here it is. One of the things I did like about this right off the bat that kind of caught my attention with this case was the front. Instead of like that flat, piece of tempered glass on the front, it's kind of got that angled look and kind of reminds me of Star Wars or something, So I don't know. I just thought the front of the case looked kind of cool. So that's one of the things I want to mention. And you notice I did say, I hope I said acrylic, but anyways, acrylic. This is not a tempered glass case. So as you can see on the side here, it's clear, but it's an acrylic plastic. So it's not glass. It can scratch. They have some protective sheets on here, and they put one on the inside and the outside for transit, so that's good. But that's, I think, one of the ways they kept the cost down. One of the other ways I think they kept the cost down is you can see that it's got 120 millimeter fan in the back here, but I want to mention that's the only fan in this case. Now, there's room for more fans. There's actually room for 320 millimeter fans up front. There's room for 320 millimeter fans up top, but the only fan included was the one in the back. Now on the front, they got two USB 3.0 ports and your audio ports, and then the power button. So should be enough. I would have probably rather had an additional couple USB 2.0 ports up top, but I probably wouldn't use them much, so it probably doesn't matter. So anyways, I was fine with just those USB 3.0 ports on the top. Then it does also have that filter on the top, which is kind of nice. So you can go ahead and clean that off, I guess, as it gets dirty. I know my other case had that. This front whole panel does pop off, so you can get to those fans underneath it. So that's pretty easy. And there's a filter on top that I just mentioned. You can see that it's just like on by magnets, and so it kind of just holds it in place and really easy to get off and remove. So I'll probably be adding my own fans to this case, so I'm not too worried about the fact that it didn't come with any. But it would have been nice, I mean, if you were planning on just using this, it might be fine with just that single 120 millimeter in the back, but you may want more. Now on the bottom here, you can see some screws and another filter, so that's kind of nice. The screws are for the hard drive case. It can hold two 3.5-inch hard drives. There's a filter for the front where there, I'll be mounting some fans probably in the future, and that single fan that came with it in the back. Now, if you do buy the upgraded model of this case, you can get, it comes with RGB fans, it comes with a tempered glass side panel. But again, you pay extra for that. And for the price, I was just looking for a decent looking case, a budget case, a case that looks good, and I'd be happy with. And this seems to totally fit the bill. Also came with a power supply shroud, which is another nice feature. Kind of keeps everything clutter free. So looks really good. A lot of room inside this case. I mean, you can see where the motherboard's going to go. I mean, to the right, there's a lot of room. So I guess you can do some water cooling, which I'm not going to do. Not in my budget right now, but I'm still going to be fine. Now they did include that little white box you see there, and this is the back side of the case. You can see the little chassis for the 3.5-inch hard drives, and then those little on the side that I just showed were for the 2.5-inch SSD drives. So, and they had some more screw holes for SSD drives on the back. So I mean, there's a lot of upgradability if you want a lot of hard drives, and that 3.5mm rack's removable, so that's kind of nice. I'll probably end up sticking a big 3.5-inch hard drive, so I'll keep it in there. Now, what was included in that white box was just a little instruction supply, some extra standoffs and screws that you'll be needing to mount your motherboard to the case. So, okay, here it is. Got the motherboard installed. Basically, I used a Gigabyte AX370 gaming motherboard, and went ahead and installed that with some. You can see the red lights flashing down there. That's some Team Group Delta RAM. So. And it's a Ryzen build, so I used a Ryzen 5. These were some Newegg specials that I'd seen at the time for Black Friday. So, anyways, I like the looks of the case. It seems to be cooling fine with that single 120mm fan, but I haven't really stressed it too much yet. And I will be adding some more fans. So, I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and pick up some, RGB. You can see, it's funny, you can see through the front since there's no fans right here. You can see the RAM through the front, but I'll just pick up some. DS has a set of 6 RGB fans for under $50. I also see up here has some looks like a set of 6 as well, so I'll probably end up trying one of those brands and get it in there, and it should be pretty good for cooling for sure, with that many fans in it. But otherwise, we're really happy with the case. I mean, for the price, again, I said, it was like $50, and then there was a rebate on top of that. So hopefully I get the rebate back, but I mean, it's just a really good budget-friendly case. It was really clean for cable management. There was a lot of holes in there to hide the cables behind the back. Let me go ahead and pop a picture in here real quick, just so you can kind of see that cable management. Okay, I just added a video instead, just filmed a quick video so you can kind of see it. I mean, they had a lot of holes and a lot of accessibility to get from the back here to the front to the motherboard. I mean, they had them on the top, they had them on the bottom and the side. So, I mean, it was really pretty easy to manage cables with this case. I just used some tie wraps I had and kind of tie wrapped them to some little brackets that they had. So, anyways, it was easy to keep it looking clean on the front, which is, kind of what you want. So, I did, just right now, I'm just trying a single SSD drive on here, but I do plan on adding, adding some more, either bigger SSD or another hard drive. Right now I'm thinking about just using Linux on this computer, kind of doing just a Linux computer for fun. So anyways, here's what it looks like on the front, so you can see that too. It's pretty easy to bring the cables through from the back to the front. A lot of room inside this case. I mentioned that before, but there's really a lot of room to the right of this motherboard if you wanted to do something else, like water cooling. It looks like it would work out pretty good. They did list the radiator sizes. One thing to know, for the video card, the maximum length of a video card that they mentioned is 380 millimeters. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If your video card's over 380 millimeters, I would recommend a different case, but that's pretty big. The other thing was for if you do want to go water cooling, the radiators, the maximum for the front would be 360 millimeters, and on the rear, 120 millimeters. Now, speaking of the front, you can easily unpop this front panel, and you can kind of get to the front there. So it'll be really easy when I go to add fans. Just pop that off and pop in some fans and put them on the top. A lot of room in this case to work with. So again, pretty happy with it so far. But that kind of sums up the case. So again, thanks a lot for tuning in, checking out the video. Really appreciate it. If you do like it, that's awesome. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. It's always neat to get more subscribers, a little encouragement to keep going. So anyways, thanks again, and have a good rest of your day.